To create tables in the GPA standard, the entity annotation is used. Android developers like use this syntax. But Java developers also use table annotation for giving name table. The name is books, so if we open a pgadmin, postgreadmin 4, we see that in our database, Hogwarts database, we have a table with the name books, this name. Next, when we use entity, we must to use ID annotation for market ID fields as an ID. Also, with generated value strategy, we specify that this is identity. This is instead of this logic for incrementing each new rows in our table. And these fields names reflects to these columns: ID, author, name, and year of publication. But here is a camel case, here with underscore, but the name, the same ID. So if we needed to change some value, for example, instead of name, we needed to write a book's name or name of books. We can use annotation column from Jakarta persistence with the name argument. So instead of name, we can write book's name or name of book. Name of book, and if we restart our application, I remind you that you needed to specify in application properties this string, this line spring.gpa.hibernate.ddl auto update or create and drop. Okay, and after restarting, we refresh our table book column, and we see a name of book instead of only name. You can use this column, and this column name only for storing in Postgre database. This will not affect the operation of the program in any way. So if we open our application and refresh, and if we try to create a new book, we can see that the program works well. This must have one book in this database, so let's open this database and create a ONE query. And we can see that the program works. Stephen Hawking, a brief history of time. Okay. And in rarely cases when we have enumerated, we can use an enumerated annotation. Enumerated from Jakarta persistence, and just specify some enum type. For example, for books, so let's create a enum class. Enum class instead of only class with the genres in single form, not plural form. Enum class, and only write some genres, historical, for example, with the uppercase, and fantasy or fiction, separated by comma, comedy, and detective. And we can specify this genre in our book. And this is class name. It must begin with the capital letter, with upper letter. Okay. And for all books, must be default genre fiction, fantasy. Okay, let's restart our application. And if we open books, columns, delete, drop, and restart, or refresh, so you can see the genre. If we restart, we see it's a small int. So let's create a book. Okay, and let's open it. And we can see genre, this is index. By default, this is index. Y1. Let's open this genre. By default, we use fiction, and it's index 1. 0, 1, 2, 3, 1. And because here is one number. For changing it, if we needed to write text, fiction, or comedy, or detective, we needed to open this entity enumerated and change enum type. Enum type ordinal by default by index, but we needed string instead of number, and only write enum type string and restart our application. And after restarting, we see the int. That's wrong. Let's delete our table, delete and drop, and restart it again. Okay. Let's run our query. We see, refresh, that we have a new book table, columns, author. So let's create a new book. Let's start with request. We see this book exists, and if we use select from book, we see the text fiction string value instead of only index 1, index of this enumerator type of this fiction. Okay, this is only for demonstrating, and delete after using and commit. Good job, and see you in the next lesson.